Thank you. Starting any minute now, the University of Cincinnati is going to update the community on its police department reform plan. Now, for the past month, UC officers have been in a training program to learn how to ask the right questions and collect information. The department changes are because of the shooting death of Sam DuBose, who was shot and killed in July of 2015 by a former UC police officer, Ray Tensing. Today's meeting is at Christ Church Cathedral at a forum room downtown at 4th and Sycamore. An update for you now. It's new at noon. Ross Township Police Chief Daryl Haussler has been cleared to leave the hospital today. You know, we've been telling you about Haussler's fight with scleroderma. It's an autoimmune disease that hardens his skin and collective tissues. He's been in the hospital since November 30th, except for 4 days at the end of December. As we focus on the weather now, don't leave home without a jacket. It's going to be a little bit chilly out there today, but here's a beautiful shot into northern Kentucky, the Ohio River, and the ballpark in the foreground there. Let's check a look at your 9 First Warning forecast. Here's meteorologist Jason Adams.
How about this shot? Look at that. Just gorgeous cobalt blue skies today. Finally getting some sunshine here in the tri-state. You know, it's not going to last long. I've already got some clouds moving back in here after today, but enjoy the sunny skies. But yeah, it is going to be chilly out there. Your current temperatures are sitting right now at about 30 to 31 degrees across most of the tri-state, but wind chills are still generally into the 20s. So as we look ahead to what we're looking at in your forecast, and it did it to me last week and it looks like it's trying to do it again. My graphics have decided to stick on me. So as we look at your forecast today, this is what I've got going for you. Sunshine through the rest of the afternoon. Temperatures are going to climb up to around 35 degrees. But then as we inch closer to the weekend, we've got another storm system that's on the way, and that one could give us a chance to see a few snow showers. Right now it doesn't look like a big system, but up until that point we're talking about the cold and an increase in cloud cover heading into your Friday. Then that system arrives Saturday night into Sunday, and I'll have all the details once I get my graphics to wake up here in just a couple of minutes for you.
Jason, you've had a little help with the weather today as it's Groundhog's Day. Punxsutawney Phil taking a moment in the spotlight. So did he see his shadow?
Okay, let's put Phil on the stump. My faithful followers, I clearly see a perfect clear shadow of me. 6 more weeks of winter it shall be.
How does he not see his shadow? There's television cameras, lights. There was a fireworks display for 8 minutes there this morning. It's America's most famous weather predicting groundhog. His shadow is at Gobbler's Knob, Pennsylvania. And this morning that means 6 more weeks of winter according to the legend. Now, as for Buckeye Chuck, he's Ohio's version of Phil. He's in agreement with Phil as well. He thinks that we're due for some winter, although it's been rather mild to this point. Let's move on now to politics. President Donald Trump breaking away from a delicate diplomacy language and taking to Twitter, posting about the governments of Iran and Australia. The president is defending his tough talk with world leaders. ABC's Stephanie Ramos now reports from Washington.
This morning, President Trump vowing to fix what's wrong with the world.
We're going to straighten it out. Believe me, when you hear about the tough phone calls I'm having, don't worry about it.
At the National Prayer Breakfast, the president calling his tough talk with world leaders necessary.
If it's time we're going to be a little tough, folks. We're taken advantage of by every nation in the world virtually.
Trump has taken on countries like Mexico, now Iran, and Australia. Posting on Twitter, the Obama administration agreed to take thousands of illegal immigrants from Australia. I will study this dumb deal. That deal meant to resettle refugees in the U.S. from 2 remote Pacific islands. Trump over the weekend apparently had one of those tough confrontational calls with Australia's Prime Minister Malcolm Turnbull, hours after his executive order banning some refugees to the U.S. indefinitely.
I can assure you the relationship is very strong. I stand up for Australia in every forum, public or private.
The Trump administration also sending a message to Iran. Trump's national security advisor Michael Flynn putting them on notice, saying after Iran's test of yet another ballistic missile, all options are on the table.
Iran continues to threaten U.S. friends and allies in the region.
On another front, a draft is circulating within the administration about religious freedom, outlining a potential weakening of protections designed to shield LGBT individuals from discrimination, according to a copy of the proposed order obtained by ABC News.
Freedom of religion is a sacred right, but it is also a right under threat.
If this religious freedom executive order becomes reality, some private companies may not have to provide contraceptive coverage to their employees. Stephanie Ramos, ABC News, Washington.
Well, breaking news into the newsroom now. Ryan Widmer's request for a 4th trial has been denied. Widmer's legal team has asked for a new trial, saying that his wife's DNA was never tested against DNA found at the scene of the crime or of her death, specifically a rare genetic disorder. Widmer also claimed that the bathtub where she died was confiscated illegally and called into question the science used on fingerprints found at the scene as well. Widmer was convicted of killing his wife Sarah at their Warren County home in 2008. Well, police ended a prison riot and hostage situation in Smyrna, Delaware. That was this morning, nearly 24 hours after it started. According to officials, corrections employee who was among the 4 taken hostage by inmates has died. He was found dead when police breached the prison building early this morning. A second employee was rescued and 2 others had previously been released. The inmates say that they took action because the ways that they are treated and the leadership now in control of the United States. Delaware's newly elected governor says that those behind the takeover will be held accountable. To California and Berkeley, protests breaking out and breaking windows, setting fires. Why at the University of California was forced to take action as protesters showed up. And a hero pays the price. A Tennessee police officer spends his last minutes alive trying to help a woman get to shore. You're watching Not on Your Side at noon. We're back at the news at noon. School is open at the University of California, Berkeley. The campus calmed down this morning after violent protests last night over a proposed speech of a Breitbart editor, Milo Yiannopoulos. Now, the appearance has been canceled, making it the second time in 2 weeks. The speech has been called off, but the debate and the anger continues on campus with the president weighing in on Twitter. ABC's Lana Zach has the story.
The University of Berkeley is rebuilding today. Overnight, violent agitators launched fireworks at police. A generator set on fire. The campus erupting in flames before a scheduled appearance of a self-described right-wing internet troll and Breitbart website editor Milo Yiannopoulos.
We saw something that we have never seen on this campus before, and that was a group that came in uniform, covered in black.
The demonstration started off peacefully.
We will not tolerate racism or sexism.
And then officials say about 150 people with black masks and small weapons arrived, inciting violence. The agitators launched fireworks at police firing back. A Trump supporter pepper sprayed. The university canceled the speech. Yiannopoulos taking to Facebook.
Because they're so threatened by the idea that a conservative speaker might be persuasive and interesting and funny and might persuade, might take some people with him. They just have to shut it down at all costs.
Supporters and protesters alike decrying what took place.
I decided to come to see if I could get in, see what he had to say, and see the marketplace of free speech ideas come about. And it just got shut down by a bunch of people in black bloc.
This is uncalled for. This is not going to get no message across.
President Trump tweeted that perhaps Berkeley should lose its federal funds after the speech was canceled, but Berkeley's chief of police say no students were involved in the violence or vandalism. Lana Zach, ABC News, New York.
From California to Tennessee, a police officer has died after jumping into the river to save a woman's life. 44-year-old Eric Mumal actually was one of 2 officers that jumped into the Cumberland River overnight. It appears the woman was trying to kill herself when Mumal and another officer were trying to help her. The woman and the other officer made it to shore safely, but Mumal died. The diver with the fire department eventually discovered his body. Charges upgraded. They were accused of trying to keep police from doing their jobs, but now 2 adults are charged with killing a 15-year-old boy. And if you have a great love story, we want to hear about it. In honor of Valentine's Day, WCPO cartoonist Kevin Necessary is turning 3 of the love stories turned into pictures. If you're interested, you need to complete an online form at WCPO.com. 300 words or less why your love story is the best. You're watching 9 on Your Side at noon.
You're watching 9 on Your Side at noon.
Oh, we got lots of sunshine back into the forecast today, but temperatures are going to stay chilly into the 30s and even a few degrees below average. Haven't had to say that a lot, and also haven't had to say that we've got sunshine out there a lot lately. Clouds are on their way back, and there is another storm system that'll head this way this weekend. Got all the details for you coming up in your 9 First Warning forecast.
Jason, thank you. 3 weeks after the body of a 15-year-old boy was found in Oklahoma, 2 adults have now been charged in the case. The body of Brennan Davis was discovered, shot multiple times, and then set on fire. 2 men, 23-year-old Cody Thompson and a 22-year-old named Joshua Harrington, have been arrested